Best potatoes for French fries.
No!
Russet. Fingerling. Yukon Gold.
Why don't you understand me?
Sorry, I was trying to show how Connor feels every day. Frustrating, isn't it? Redirecting to understood.org.
For the 1 in 5 kids with learning and attention issues, this is what life can feel like. Explore understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues, designed to help your child thrive in school and in life. Understood.org, because understanding is everything.
Brought to you by understood.org and the Ad Council.
She really don't need to say anything to me. ADG. She don't need to say nothing to me. ADG up in the building. She don't really need to say nothing to me. Who else we got in the building? Can you introduce yourself to the people?
Guys, it's been too long, hasn't it?
Yes, it has.
Sharon Reed in the house.
Hey.
Just a local news anchor who's trying to make her way in this world.
Okay.
And I'm back on the crush with
Yes.
my 2 crushes. Which one's my favorite?
Not me.
You? You?
I go with that. You know.
Both of you.
I just got one request.
What's that?
We'll talk about it. We'll be right back.
Time to go to commercial.
I didn't talk for a long time. I was sensitive to lights and sounds, so I built secret hiding places where they couldn't get in. Sometimes I did the same things over and over, until one day I found out I had autism. My family got me help. Slowly, I learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org/signs. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
Already coaching? Everybody's a coach these days. I get it. Life coach, relationship coach, financial coach. But you want to be a coach with integrity. So get certified and do it the right way. Or add coaching to the work that you already do. Join a cohort or take classes at your own pace. We have knowledgeable instructors. We have a life-changing curriculum. Go to academyofcreativecoaching.com to learn more.
Black on.
Welcome to Atlanta where the players play and we ride on them things like
It's time for the crushing interview.
This crushing interview is brought to you by people at Orasi Software. Go to orasi.com, ORASI.com to find out about all the great things they got going. Basio, please introduce our guest, sir.
Coming to the microphone, a young lady who has been great for us. We got some news. I don't know if we're going to talk about that because we got so much other stuff to cover.
I'm going to talk about it because she hurt my feelings.
Come on, guys.
Sharon Reed
You're
to the
jumping
microphone.
ahead. You're
Hi,
jumping away.
Sharon.
Hi, honey. How are you?
See,
There's that smile.
see,
Listen, you guys are beautiful people.
Thank you.
First and foremost, okay? On the inside and out.
Appreciate it.
I didn't want to even
Yes.
bring up the smile thing, but
Let me start with you.
let's go.
One question we've never asked you while you've been here is,
It seems like you asked me everything. You got real personal last time I was here, but go ahead.
yeah, sorry about that.
Go ahead, honey.
No. You were an athlete.
Oh, I tried.
Was it track and field?
I was a track athlete. You know, I actually played basketball in high school, and I might have been recruited to 1 or 2 places.
Oh, okay.
What position?
I was a power forward at one point and a point guard.
So you got handles?
A little bit. And you know what it was about sports, especially track? Was I the best? No. Was I good? Yeah, okay. But what I always prided myself on was I never wanted to let my teammates down. Do you know what I mean? No matter how tired I was, if you're carrying that baton or if you know we need points, we were up for a couple of titles when I was in high school. I just didn't want to let them down. So I would always, try to be Mrs. Dependable, Mrs. Consistency.
I can see that.
A lot of athletes need to be that way. I understand.
Well, I see you got the playoffs, so you got one eye on the NBA playoffs.
Just one.
Who's being selfish? Who's not being a team player?
Not really, because we got. Anyway, let's go.
Okay. You're the ones asking the questions, not me tonight.
I can't with her tonight. Sharon, let's get into it.
Okay.
Atlanta.
Yes.
What has been great about the city for you?
The people. I love the people. I love everything about Atlanta from, oh, sorry.
That's a fine.
My agent. My apologies. You know, from the people to the food, I love the chocolate factor. You gotta keep it real. I just love everything about it. And the thing about Atlanta is I got everything I need right here. I don't think that doesn't factor into things. It's a growing, booming city. It's got money. It's got talent. It's got everything. No, I'm just saying I like it.
Okay.
Right? You can be several places.
Okay.
Or one.
Yeah.
Or several.
Several. What has it been
Atlanta's
like?
been good to me, too.
I mean, and we know about your daughter. How has it been raising a daughter in Atlanta for you?
The best. I think she goes to the best school, the children's school. There's a lot of great schools here. But it served us. It met us where we are and what she needed education-wise and diversity-wise and just that stability. So I loved it. I love the fact that we can have green grass and trees that do fall a lot when it rains.
Boy.
There's a lot of trees that come down Atlanta, but it's beautiful. I digress. It's beautiful, but it's still this big power city. Deals are being made here. Forget about Hollywood or the South. This is really Hollywood at this point.
Without a doubt.
You know what I mean? Like,
Without a
here
doubt.
we go.
Right.
We had a lot of fun during Super Bowl week.
Yeah, we did,
We
didn't we?
We had plenty of fun.
We did.
Talk about the experience. You logged a lot of crazy hours.
Oh, my goodness. It was crazy. And I expected it. You almost, though, had to, like, build up, get up for it like an athlete. You know what I mean? Because it's like you're doing all these, and it's not just logging hours. You got to keep the energy up, right? Because we're here for the people. That's my thing. I think viewers come first. Viewers are king. Listeners, you know, whoever your audience is, you got to serve them. So if you're going to show up, you're tired. You just can't punish the audience, and I really believe that. So it took a lot out of us, you know, and then was working 7 days a week, you know. And especially in the run-up. Once the Super Bowl got here, it's like, dang, you know what I mean?
Right. That's the easy part now.
So what that's like some of the things of Atlanta, because we talk about Atlanta's the booming spot now.
It is.
It is. It's Super Bowl one year and this year, NCAA next year.
There we go.
It's always something going on. Is that part of what just made you like, this is
it was a draw. It was a draw. Even, 10 years earlier, I knew if I could just get to Atlanta, and I think I shared that with you guys before, I felt like, in some kind of way, and I'm just getting started, but I felt like I can run the tables on that. I could change the game. You know what I mean? Like, I just felt like, boy, this is a city that just speaks to me. I could do anything here and be great and feel proud and just, carve out that little space that feels right and it's creatively, inspiring. So I can't say enough. Out of all the places, I told you, did I tell you I used to date a guy here years and years ago? Matter of fact, he texted me this morning. He don't live here anymore. Anyway, stop, guys. I need you to stop with my personal life.
He's just trying to get
right. You're just trying. There you go. Okay?
Not
We're
me.
not talking. Who said it? Who said it? Did I say it?
You said
it. Yeah.
But here's the thing.
Why you pointing at me?
I know. I pointed at Sharon.
You both did it. But here's the thing, guys. Let's stay on track here. Atlanta is a city I knew then. Like, man, I'd like to live here. Maybe not with this cat, but I'd love to live here. You know what I mean? I said this is going to be a great city for me. I just knew it.
He dropping in the DM, hey, Sharon, where you going?
Yeah, he tried to text me, just give me 30 minutes. If you can just clear out 30 minutes this week, I just want to talk to you. He's a great guy. He's a good guy, but it's just, when it's over, it's over. It's like, I'm done.
He just want 30 minutes. We just want 30 minutes. We'll be right back.
Honey, what you cook for dinner tonight?
You want the good news or the bad news first?
The bad news first.
I cooked nothing.
Well, that's the good news then.
Uh-huh. Well, there's no bad news then because tonight we're going to have Jerk Palace.
Call Jerk Palace for authentic Caribbean cuisine, including vegetarian entrees with authentic Caribbean flavor. Call 770-892-5049. Located at 6221 Jonesboro Road, Highway 54 in Morrow, Georgia. Jerk Palace.
Coming to Tampa Bay, I said we want to win a Super Bowl, and I believe we will.
From IamSecond.com.
We came close, but never really did win that championship.
Former NFL head coach Tony Dungy.
At the end of my 6th year, I was fired, and it was one of the biggest disappointments of my life. Next year, I'm in Indianapolis, get to the playoffs, but get knocked out again. And for the next couple of years, it's the same thing. Everyone is saying Colts are never going to win one. And I did wonder, why didn't it pan out the way I thought it would? But I determined that I had to have Christ first, and that everything else came below that, including my own desires. The next year, that ended up being our year to go to the Super Bowl and win it, and it was a wonderful feeling. Every decision I make, I'm going to make it through the lens of Jesus Christ, and He'd guide us to that ultimate victory. I'm Tony Dungy, and I am second.
Already coaching? Everybody's a coach these days. I get it. Life coach, relationship coach, financial coach. But you want to be a coach with integrity. So get certified and do it the right way. Or add coaching to the work that you already do. Join a cohort or take classes at your own pace. We have knowledgeable instructors. We have a life-changing curriculum. Go to academyofcreativecoaching.com to learn more.
It's him and I, Quim and I. It's the Crush Sports Talk.
Yes,
the Sensation Station Network. It's your boy E. Glaze. With Maceo and ADG Wendy in the building. And we have
she done let Nike go.
I see. We in the contract negotiations with certain schools.
I went shopping in the Nike store the other day, and I got my Jordans. Cameron got her something.
Don't talk about Jordans with me. Let's keep going.
Our Christian interview right now brought to you by Orasi Software with Sharon Reed of local news.
Our people.
I like what she said. I'm a local news anchor.
I'm just trying to find my way. Hi,
really
Wendy.
She got a lot more going on.
Girl power, see.
That's right. Women do run this thing. What was that Beyonce song? What's the title?
Girls run the world.
That's right. It's true. What would you do without us? Really?
Right, exactly.
So part of how would you say your time as CBS 46 anchor has been for you?
Eventful, interesting. Let me choose my words carefully. A period of growth, I would say. Do you always want to see more? I always want more. I want everything, you know. Always with that eye on how do you serve the viewer. But, you know, in our business, too, it's not just how do you serve the viewer, but how do you get credit for your work, right? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You break a story. I want people at home to know that's us. We got your back. And not have, you know, the other people in town, the other leader or something, come forward the next day, do the story, and then they get credit for it. So, you know, it's a work in progress. There's protocols, there's systems in this business that are proven, tried and true. But at the end of the day, I'd like to think that while branding is king, you know, of an audience knowing that they tune in every night, they know what they're going to get when they tune into a certain station. Mm-hmm. You know, people are at the top of the food chain, and I think that if you resonate with people, if you just speak from the heart, just tell people the truth and not censor it and edit it. You know, people are always crying about, you know, racism and stereotypes, because it's real, okay? It's real. And at the end of the day, I tell my colleagues sometimes, if we just stick with the truth, you don't have any of that, right? We don't have to get on the air and say, police are looking for 2 black men. They're looking for you too? That doesn't even help anyone. What if they're really dangerous cats out there? You're not even helping anyone. You're really not. And we would never say that about, you know, Caucasian, this or that. So, you know, everything's not about race, but a lot is. Yeah. And stereotypes and fears and insecurities. And I think if you just cut through all that, you don't go out the door where they say, here, Maceo, here's your story. And then you fit it. No, I'll let you know what the story is when I get there, okay? And it's going to be great. It's going to resonate with people, but I'm going to listen to the people. You know, the best interviewers are people who know how to listen, because then they can pivot, they can follow up, instead of preaching to people. That's how I feel anyway. So what was the question? CBS 46. I thank them for nearly 4 years. We're coming up on here. You know, it's been 4 years. There's been a lot of changes. A lot of people I'm going to miss, though. You know, I love Thomas. I love Sharon. You know, they're my aces. Just good people. And there's a lot of people behind the scenes who I got a lot of respect for.
Real quick, make sure. What do you feel like you left it? Or are you leaving it?
Why are you giving me that look? What am I leaving?
Yeah. From what you started 4 years ago to where you are now, what are you leaving behind?
There go another one. There go another one texting.
Yeah. Just want to make sure we get the location right where you're going.
Right. You know what I mean? Right.
Make sure we know where you're
going. You know, I don't look at it as leaving. I think if you don't believe in yourself, you have to grow. You just have to. Mm-hmm. And if you don't believe in yourself, then who else? How can you ask other people to? I really believe that. I don't think you should be a fool, but I think I've put in the time. I've been passionate about this business. I've been passionate about what it means. I know what it means to people. You know, this ain't the movies. Although I think movies can speak to people and be important too, but this is every day they're inviting us into their homes, and I think that's a huge responsibility. I don't take it lightly. So it's not what I'm leaving. I hope to be an influencer, you know, and I don't mean that in a way that's prideful or boastful, but media is influential, and I hope that I can help shape the conversation. I really do.
We'll return. We're going to see if Max is going to get his request in that he said he wants.
Hey, man, cool out, man.
He's grinning like, is something wrong with you?
No, I'm not.
What's going on with
man? Y'all tripping, man. We're going to see if she get any more texts as well, so stay with us.
Adopt US Kids presents Multiple Choice Parenting.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes?
How could he do this to you? And for Sheila, she has split ends.
B, console her.
Oh, sweetie, this is going to happen a lot. 4, maybe 5 more times before you get married.
C, take charge.
Got to get this all straightened out. Keep a little talking to, man to man, mano a mano. Hey, Steve! It's now a good time? No? Okay, no problem. Bye.
Or D, help her find a new boyfriend.
I know a great place to meet boys. The internet. Nice, single boys. Never mind. How about some ice cream?
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on how you can adopt, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Listen, as a hiring manager, I've got to tell you, the best job candidate isn't always the typical candidate. Sometimes they're a grad of life.
Meet the grads of life. Young adults of unique determination and experience. An ideal fit for your company in an entry-level position, internship, or mentorship. They might not have every qualification you typically look for, but they're exactly who your company needs.
Sometimes the best candidates aren't the ones you're used to.
Go to gradsoflife.org to learn how to find, cultivate, and train this great pool of untapped talent. Brought to you by the Ad Council and gradsoflife.org.
Wake up and text. Text and eat. Text and catch the bus. Text and miss your stop. Wait. Text and be late to work.
Sorry, I'm late.
Text and work. Text and pretend to work. Text and act surprised when someone calls you out for not working. Me? Text and meet up with a friend you haven't seen in forever.
Hi.
Oh, hey. Text and complain that they're on their phone the whole time. Text and listen to them complain that you're on your phone the whole time. Text and whatever. But when you get behind the wheel, give your phone to a passenger. Put it in the glove box. Just don't text and drive. Visit StopTextsStopWrecks.org. A public service announcement brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Our freedom and security are made possible through the service and sacrifice of our military and first responders. The Gary Sinise Foundation provides many outreach programs supporting these brave men and women. Join us. Donate at GarySiniseFoundation.org.
Alexa, what's the weather?
When you go to the ATL, you never know what the weather will be, but when you go to SSNATL.com, summer skies, 365, plus an awesome mix of urban hits up in there.
Can you feel that, buddy?
All day, every day.
Yeah.
We're back. I wonder why everybody keep asking me if Sharon a Laker fan, but we're going to move on.
Sharon's pretty fair weather. Are the Lakers winning? Then I'm a fan. Then I'd be like, I was always with you. Always with you. But if the Lakers aren't in the playoffs, sorry.
I'm going to do good, though. What you got, make sure? What's up, man?
So a lot of times I feel that I'm like your PR person because everybody always wants to know, what is Sharon like? Is she
people
cool?
always say that.
And once I remind everybody, is she cool? What's the biggest misconception you think people have about you?
I would say stuck up. I probably get that, but everybody, no? Okay.
Who would say that about you?
I mean, you tell me. We can speak freely amongst each other.
That's what we do.
What do you hear?
Well, your Twitter stays jumping.
How so?
Your fan club.
Oh, there's just a group of people who come together and
it's a group of people that come together.
Celebrate. I wish I knew how to do social media too. My one nanny, she's always on me. You need to delete that. This is corny. I don't know why you be posting pictures of eggs and hot sauce. And I was like, Courtney, because that's what I eat and love. I pay homage to eggs and hot sauce. I love it so much.
Are they boiled or scrambled?
No, they scrambled soft, and then I spray them with a little bit of that chemical, that butter spray. And then I put a ton of that red hot sauce. And oh my goodness, it just speaks to me. It really does speak to me. I know. The more I talk, the worse it's going to get, because then people are like, the whole curtain falls, and they say, she's real corny.
No, it makes it real.
Yeah, you like that? Like down to earth.
You super down to earth.
Spread
maybe because I know
the
you.
chemical butter.
Yeah, we know each other.
What's that other food that you just, that gets you there, that one thing that one meal that you just love to eat?
I got a problem with food. It's like a love affair. It's all kind of food. The fried chicken, I can't cook fried chicken to save my life. I wish I could. My grandmother had these cast iron skillets. And boy, could Nanny Reed fry some chicken. I fried it for a boyfriend one time. He didn't even try to play it off. He spit it out immediately. Immediately. And if I could just cook that, I feel like I'd be married by now.
So what you miss? I mean, if Nanny
it's either I probably didn't stay at her hip long enough to, do it and really soak it in. It's just not good. It's like either raw in the middle, or it's just like the seasoning's not there.
You need to get an air fryer.
Eye fry?
Air fryer.
Air fryer.
Yeah.
But is it going to be crispy?
Yes. It does well.
Really?
It does well.
Wendy.
I promise.
Okay.
It will say, listen.
And so what are you doing to it?
You can batter and season it, or you can cook it regular, and then you can put you can make it like hot wings. So you can do both in the air fryer.
Courtney told me about the air fryer too, and I said, Courtney, sit down.
It would change
Nobody
your
wants
life.
that old. You know what I mean? You see the
change your
infomercial. Really? Okay, I'll grab one. Maybe for my birthday.
Let me ask you this. When Rodney dropped that article, did you want to be the first person to tell everybody, or did you really want it to get out that way? I just felt like,
and why everybody tell Rodney everything?
Come on, Doc. Listen.
I'm like, I know y'all.
God
Rodney
bless
get
y'all.
dropped.
Yeah, and you know what? God bless Rodney, because especially the parts where he say, "Not everybody likes you." I said, "Not everybody likes you either." And he said, "You're gonna come at me?" And I said, "Well, no, but not everybody likes you, Rodney. Okay,
Right.
And not everybody's gonna like you when you're doing your job right. And that doesn't mean that you can't do things differently.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm a human being. We all make mistakes. I think it's important to acknowledge them, grow. Like if you're still making the same mistakes you did 10 years ago, then you might have a problem. You might need to see Iyanla. Okay, but. It's part of the course, it's part of the business. My thing is, if I want to keep something close to the vest, because this has been going on for months and nobody knew, the toughest part was not saying something to the people who sit to the left of me. Because I, you know what I mean? You never want people to think, how would you feel if he was making some deal with, you know, and then the day before you going, you know what I mean? You'd be upset. Okay?
He leave me a lot of times.
Look.
That's how I'm going to do it.
Right, I know you are. Because you can't tell anybody.
Or he
right.
going to do me like that.
Well,
really? That's how both of y'all do me.
Anyway, keep it going, Sharon.
Look like we need a young love.
we not even going to start with you. Can you see us on a young
That would be hot. That would be hot.
She knows I'm telling the truth.
If she was to come in here, by the time we leave, she'll be like, Maceo, the same one. All of yous.
Oh, really? Oh, really? Okay, the fact that you said that, you be the very one that she needs. Am I right? Right. She does not play that. But I do think it's part of the business. You know, when I as I matured in this business and I knew like there's certain things I needed to accomplish, I just don't tell anyone. A lot of people tell me their business. I don't even tell my mother. Okay? If you want the whole city to know, tell my mother. I told her last, she said, well, I heard you're leaving your job. She saw it on the news that day. And I said, yes, that's okay. The bills will be paid. We're fine. But yes, I am moving on.
That going to be the next question. The lights going to stay on?
That's it.
Where we going?
About.
I want to know where we going.
Do you feel like, you know, Sharon Reed's happy right now?
I am happy. Am I complete? No. Because as we talked about, there's other things I want to accomplish and do it in a fearless fashion, not a stupid or careless fashion, but fearless. I think, like we said earlier, if you don't believe in yourself, then nobody else will. Am I complete? No. I have my beautiful Ava Christine, who I just adore. My parents live in my carriage house out back, so that's ideal. I can like keep an eye on them. But would I like to have a complete personal life? I would like that.
You got a carriage house too.
I would like that.
You got a carriage house.
She said tiny. It's a little tiny thing. They complain about it. It's not enough space.
Yeah,
really.
right. I don't have a carriage house. I have a closet.
Well, it's not very big.
Speaking of Ava, you've, over years being private, you decided to show her just a little bit more.
And that was a choice. Here's the thing. I used to be so private to a fault where people, whatever they could dream up and fill in a storyline about me, they could get away with. Because I wouldn't refute it. I would never give an alternative version either before or I just was, it was like to the point where I had to say to myself, why are you that wounded? Why such a turtle? Why is your head always in that shell? And then I think once you have a child, that's not fair. You can't do that to other people. And while she's going to have her life, mine happens to be my career anyway in the public eye, and I enjoy the public. There are drawbacks, of course, but this is the greatest career in the world, and I honor that. But as far as Ava, she's a part of my life, and I think that full transparency is key for me. It's what helps me in my day-to-day. I think I became a better journalist once I had her, and it wasn't easy. I think that I became a better person once I had this beautiful creature who depends on me and mouths off at my mom every day and needs her butt beat, but I just can't do it. I just can't do it. Wow. When she looks at me with those little red lips, and there's going to be some changes, okay? I'm going to be home at night, hopefully. And, there's going to be some changes. We're going to get some behavioral things together, but she's a great kid, and I love children. I always thought I'd have like a ton of children. And
I have 3.
Oh, Wendy, bring them over for a play date only.
Oh, dang.
But I do love children. I love children. And I do think that there's nothing that hurts me more. You saw that Tiffany Moss.
Yeah.
And I hate the death penalty. I hate the way it's applied. It's not applied fairly. People of color, all that is true. And I stand by that, and I don't really want her put to death if you're asking me. But if ever there were a person we need to send back to their maker, it'd be the father and her, because I see that little girl with those little pigtails. I wish I could hold her. I wish I could squeeze her. I wish I could make her feel safe. My daughter has a charmed life, and this little girl was no less and deserved so much more. It just breaks my heart. That literally breaks my heart.
I gotta ask this. Area code change. You gotta change plates. Non-compete. What is that? I mean, just a hint, or you can just tell me another room.
Answer. Well, I've had my same phone number since Cleveland, so the area code won't change. Okay. Right. Nowadays, we really need to do that.
Right.
Right. You can just block people.
You can just block
too.
them. Right. Block them. Text and phone.
Plate change. You know, it took a long time for I even change my plate, so we don't need to worry about that. Non-compete. You know, we're forbidden talking about our contracts, but do I expect to pop up on a local station somewhere in the next, say, 6 months? No. No, not necessarily.
Okay. It all sounds like I'll bump into you at Whole Foods or something. Okay.
At Trader Joe's. I'm a Trader Joe's.
Okay,
girl.
well, you know that.
Do you go to Trader Joe's?
That works. Yeah, right around the corner.
I do like Trader Joe's. Listen, there's nothing wrong with Whole Foods, but there's just something about it where it's like, ooh, you know, like people like to brag about it.
It's like going to Target.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like going to Target. You get the same stuff at Dollar General.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, Target shoppers right here.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah, she stay in Target.
Yeah, it's bad too.
Yeah.
And you go in there for like one thing, you end up with, then they have those little bins with like $2. I'm like, this is cute. Like, what are you doing?
$1 spot, but everything
right.
at $3.
And you're trying to make something work too. You know, I think I can use this.
Yes.
I don't know why.
Yep.
Like, man, they got that at Walmart. Man, put this back.
We'll come back, Sharon. You talked about some things.
Oh my goodness, I better get out of here. The news starts it's 16 minutes. I gotta go, guys.
Yeah, it's true.
I love you though.
Bye.
You just gonna keep me talking about my personal life. I'm about to lose my job. I got 10 days left.
Oh no, we can't do that. We gotta go.
Don't forget about our play date.